Hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 188 of the Karen Knits podcast. My name is Karen, and I'm coming to you from South Central Pennsylvania, where I live, where I work, where I knit, and also crochet sometimes, and get into all kinds of other crafting shenanigans. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. It's a gorgeous day out today. It's cold, which I'm happy about, and it's probably maybe in the 40s. I haven't checked. Don't have to go outside for another 3 hours, so I'm not worried about it yet. But it's a gorgeous day out there. I love this time of year. So if you're a new viewer, thank you so much for joining me. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and joining me again. I appreciate everyone that's here. I'm always so happy to see everybody here. So it's been a busy week, and we are in full swing with Advent knitting, and Advent season has begun, and I'm a happy girl. So I have got myself a new seasonal coffee cup. I love it. I absolutely love it. I got this on Black Friday when we were out doing some shopping, and I think I got it at Marshall's. I think that's where it was. I think it was Marshall's. I'm sipping a cup of black Earl Grey. I don't take cream or sugar in my tea, so, but it's a cup of Earl Grey today. So, I'm not sure if everyone is watching my Vlogmas videos or not. Either way is fine. I know not everyone wants to watch those. So if you have been watching my Vlogmas videos, you have an idea of some of the things I've been working on and I've been up to this past, well, day or two. We've just started Vlogmas. But I do plan on taping my regular podcast every day, or every week, not every day. That's Vlogmas. And if you're not interested in watching vlogs, or you just don't have the time to sit and watch them, I know I love watching them. I love watching other people's vlogs. I typically run out of time to watch all of them, all the ones that I would like to watch. So I tend to watch a few here and there and try to keep up with a few of them. But this past week, I've got a fair bit of knitting done. My first project is in my fringe supply. It's not the field bag. I don't remember what this one is called. Anyway, in here lives my Geog Gradient. And this past week, actually just earlier this morning, I finished up clue number 3. And now the poor thing is going to probably be put on the back burner because I'm going to be trying to keep up with my Advent knitting, which I'll talk about in a bit. So here is where I'm at now. Clue number 3. Last week I had finished the one side. And now this week I've worked on and I finished the second half of clue 3. The blue marker is where I was when I showed you last week. So I've gone from that blue marker up at the top there, right above my forehead, and I've gone and finished clue number 3 on the second side. I'm really enjoying this color combination. It's very subtle and I really like it. And I still have a boatload of ends to do. I think I'll probably put this aside someplace so I can come to it and work on it here and there when I have a bit of spare time and get the ends tucked in. Why does it seem one side is longer than the other? Huh. They did come out a little bit uneven. I don't know, my tension must have loosened up or something on the second side. But anyway, I will put this aside and I will come to it and get the tails tucked in here and there when I have time. And I suspect I might not get to adding on clue 4 until later in December, or maybe not until January. We'll see how my other Advent knitting comes along and how I manage to keep up with all those other projects. So I'm happy to have clue 3 done, and I love the look of it. So again, if anyone is not, if they're just joining in and you've not heard or seen anything about that, it's Geog Gradient, and it was a mystery shawl knit along by Stephen West that started this past October. All the clues are out now. The 4th clue came out towards the end of October, and I just haven't had time to, I never am able to keep up with his mystery knit alongs, and I'm fine with that. I know that, and I just accept it and just happily knit at my own speed. So that's my Geog Gradient. It'll probably, as I said, go on the back burner for the next little while, but that's fine. I will come back to it. And my next work in progress is my Advent Scarf 2023. Now this is a pattern that it's tied in with the Sock Madness group on Ravelry, and it is a tradition that comes out, and a pattern that comes out every year and has for 10-15 years now. It's been around for a while. I made quite a few of the scarves. I have been gifted the patterns for the scarves I have not done. And I suspect that one day, eventually, I would like to knit all of them. I don't know when and how that's going to happen, but I would like to go back and do the first 4 or 5 that I missed. Because I have, I think, maybe 8 or 10 of them now. I've done a lot of them. So anyways, the pattern for this year, so again, it's a pattern by Trisha Weatherston. Not sure if I said that yet. And this year it is an infinity scarf or cowl. I'm doing the 3rd size. There's 4 different sizes you can do. So I'm doing the 3rd size, which will make a larger, it probably won't wrap around twice, but it'll make a loose scarf or a loose cowl. So I have completed the preliminary portion and also the day 1 clue. I have not done day 2. I haven't done today's clue yet. It will be, except for I think 4 days, it's 2 rows or 2 rounds per day. So it's doable. I have to get it done today. I haven't done it yet. But I was busy, actually, to be honest. I was trying to get Geog Gradient Clue 3 done before I filmed my podcast, so that I could focus on just my Advent knitting thereafter. So, kind of hard to tell what's going on here yet. It's not enough detail yet. But the first 4 rows, the preliminary part was 1 by 1 ribbing, and then it's going into like a cable and lace texture pattern. And I'm enjoying it. I really do enjoy working on this scarf. It's kind of, the idea behind it in a large part was to give us a little something, or a little excuse if we need one, to just sit back, relax, enjoy a cup of tea or coffee, and you're knitting for a little while every morning during the Advent season leading up to Christmas. And I enjoy it that way. I try to keep up. I usually, towards getting closer to Christmas, I'm usually starting to fall a little bit behind, but I usually do get this scarf finished in December. So I'm expecting that I will be able to continue keeping up with that. I'm using US 4 or 3.5 millimeter needles, and the yarn I'm using is Upcycle Alpaca Blend. It's a Knit Picks yarn. It is a mix of what is it, 33% alpaca, 34% wool, 33% acrylic. It's a sport weight yarn, and this is the colorway Seashell. So it's kind of a brownish, pinkish, mauvey kind of color. It's kind of leaning a little bit more towards the brownish color, but it's nice and soft. I actually lucked out. I hit this yarn when it was on sale at Knit Picks for $2 a skein. $2. You were able to, the limit was to buy 5 of any given color on this. So I got 3 different colors. I'm just looking over that way. The box with the yarn is over there. But I got this one. I got kind of a purpley brown kind of color, a little darker shade similar to this. And I've got a bluish color. And I didn't know which one I wanted to use for this particular scarf or cowl. So I ordered 3 of them because I figured I'll be able to make a short sleeve or some kind of sweater or vest with the other yarns. So this one I have 5 skeins. I'm probably only going to need 2, maybe cut into the 3rd one. I'm not sure what I'll do with the rest. I might make this into a set and make a hat and mittens to go with the cowl. I'll probably still have a little extra yarn left over. I'll see. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do with the rest of the yarn. We'll wait and see how much I use on this. So that is my Advent Scarf for 2023 by Trisha Weatherston. And again, we get a new clue every day. I think she said day 1, 3, 5, and 7. There will be 3 rows or 3 rounds. The remaining days up until Christmas, there are 2 rounds. Except the very last day when you do 4 more rounds of ribbing and the bind off. So I'm excited about it. I'm really enjoying it. It's just a nice little, it takes me a little while to do the rounds because I've got like a little over 300 stitches. So it does take a little while to get all the way around, but I really enjoy working on it. And it's like a Christmas tradition that I join up with and participate with every year and have for quite a few years. I might have to go back through my records and see just how many I've done. There's been quite a few. Somewhere between, I'm guessing between 7 and 10. So it is a definite tradition in my house to make that scarf every year. So my next Advent knitting project is my Freckled Whimsy self-striping Christmas yarn. This is in the little sketchy bag I made for myself. Sorry about that, I've got a hairball. It might be alpaca fluffies. So I'm keeping my socks in this little bag that I made myself. And this is with my Freckled Whimsy Christmas Advent yarn for 2023. So this is on the Splendid base. Last year I did Serendipity. I didn't realize I ordered a different one this year. Oh well. And the name of the yarn this year is Hearth and Home. Hearth and Home. And the yarn details are here. So these are my Freckled Whimsy socks. And again, if you're not familiar, this consists of, the yarn is in 24 colored self-striping in a 24 color sequence. So you're able to buy it with 2 50-gram skeins and then I cake them up. So kind of here's an idea of the color combinations. And these are going to be gorgeous. My goal is, and I did this last year, I was able to get a late purchase of the 2022 Advent yarn. She had some that came available in June or July. So I bought that and I made 2 pair of socks with that. And I'm planning on trying to do the same thing with this, although there's a little less yardage on the Splendid base than there is on the Serendipity base. So we'll see if my plan works to make 2 pair of socks with these. But that's the plan right now. So I'm doing my toe up, toe at a time, sort of shorty socks. And my plan is to do 1 color sequence per day through the 24 days. So yesterday I did the first color, which was this gorgeous dark purple, or on my skein that was the first color that came out. And then it will transition to this lighter purple color. You can't quite really see that very well here. So I'm going to get on to knitting the second stripe once I'm doing the editing on this video. So I've done stripe 1 yesterday, and I will get on to stripe 2 today. And as I was saying, I'll do 1 stripe per day throughout Advent. And then once I get to the end of the 24 color sequence, I'll stop and I will take what's left of the skein, which I'm hoping will be the color sequence, another 24 stripes worth on each of the cakes, and then I will make a second pair of toe up, 2 at a time sort of shorty socks, and I'll do the color sequence in the opposite direction. So this pair, that dark purple, will be the first color. On the other pair, the dark purple is going to be the final color on the sequence. That's the plan. So those are my Freckled Whimsy toe up, 2 at a time sort of shorty Advent socks. That name is a mouthful. So there's that. And then I also have 2 upcoming projects that I will be starting. One of them is living in my Moonstone Dye Works project bag, and these are my 2 at a time toe up sort of shorty December socks. And this comes from my Orlando Fiber Arts 50 gram 12 Day of Christmas Advent that I bought last year. So I opened the final one yesterday. So I've already got 11 pair of sort of shorty socks. I did 1 pair of sort of shorty socks each month instead of opening up the yarn through the 12 days of Christmas. I opened them up 1 per month throughout all of 2023 and made a pair of socks. So for these, I have not, for the December ones, I've done the toes, but I have not yet added in the main color. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. There's some other video on yesterday's vlog, or my Vlogmas video yesterday, where I unboxed this. I'm going to get this added to, I'm going to get started on this one today, and I'm going to take it to our friend's place this afternoon, because we're going over to a friend's place. We'll be there for a few hours, and we're going to watch some Christmas concert stuff on a TV channel that they get that we don't get, or a channel they subscribe to. So we'll watch that at their place. So I should be able to get some knitting done then. If not, no big deal. But I am hoping to get that started today, because I do want to get those socks done in December, so I have my full set of 12 socks from my Advent package from Orlando Fiber Arts. And my last work in progress, it's not a work in progress yet because I haven't started it. I hope to get started on it today. There's a lot I want to get done today. I need to get my Freckled Whimsy stripe done. I need to get the 2 rows on my Advent scarf done. I want to get my December socks started, and I want to get, oh boy, and I want to get this last Advent project going as well today. Worst case scenario, I will get it started tomorrow, and I'll get a good chunk done tomorrow. But Advent, we're day 2 and I'm already behind. But I'm not stressing about it. It is what it is. I'm fine with that. But this one is from the Advent calendar I got from Chickadee Fiber Arts. And with that, it is 24 20-gram minis. And they all come in a cool color palette. And I'm using that to use each of the 20-gram minis. I'm going to crochet 2 granny squares. And with the granny squares, I'm going to make an Ariana cardigan. Now, the Ariana cardigan is written for either DK or worsted weight, but I'm going to copy what Alex at My Yarny Corner did. I think she did hers last year. She made her cardigan out of fingering weight yarn and just adjusted the pattern so that she adjusted the crochet hook size to get a nice tension on the squares, and she just did the number of rounds necessary to take the fingering weight square to the same size that the worsted weight square would be, so that your proportions, your size is still going to work out the same. It's just going to be a thinner, lighter fabric when you're done. So I am using the Advent calendar from Chickadee Fiber Arts to make this. I've got the first 2 days open. You'll see you will have seen yesterday if you watched the vlog, the day 1 color, and if you watch today's vlog, which will come up tonight, you will see the second skein of yarn there. And I'm hoping to get started on those tonight. I have to tinker around with what size crochet hook to use to get a nice tension for it. I think I know what size I want to use because I like the squares, or I like the fabric that I created when I did a granny stripe blanket with fingering weight scraps a couple years ago, or a year or so ago. So I think I'm going to start out and try using that size hook. I don't remember. I think it was a 4.5 millimeter. I think. I'm not 100% sure. I have to double check that. Might have been a 4 millimeter. Anyway, so I'm going to tinker around with that. I'll try 1 square and see how it works. And I'm planning on making, I should have enough yarn to make two squares with each 20-gram mini. My hope is that I can do 2 squares plus have enough left over to make a pair of scrappy sort of shorty socks with the leftover, so that I can use up every last drop of that Advent calendar. That's the plan. So hopefully when you see me again in a week, you won't, I don't think you'll see Geog Gradient, but hopefully you'll see a week's worth of growth on my Advent scarf. You should see 7 more days of colors added to my Freckled Whimsy Advent socks. I should have some progress to show on my December socks, and hopefully I'll have at least 14 or 16 squares of my granny squares for the Ariana cardigan to show you. That won't be assembled. I'm just going to make all the squares, and then once Advent is done, the last part of December, I'm planning on assembling and joining all the squares. I'm going to join them in a fingering weight bare yarn. So there'll be cool colors, plus it will be using a bare color yarn for all the joining. So I'm excited about that cardigan. I'm really excited to start making that. It looks like a really nice, really nice cardigan. So that's what I've been up to this week. It's been fun. 1 week of classes left. This semester is almost over. 1 week of classes, then final exams. So if all my grading goes to plan, I should be 100% finished with this semester sometime mid-afternoon on Wednesday, the 13th of December. My last group of kids write their final exam from noon till 2 o'clock on Wednesday the 13th. And then once they're done writing, I'll get the grading finished. I'll get all the final grades submitted. I hope to be done between 3 and 4. And then it's all free knitting time. So that's the plan. And crochet time, because I will be doing a fair bit of crochet this month. So I think that's it. I think that's everything. Like I say, I natter on in the Vlogmas videos about just regular day-to-day things. So you can catch up on a few other things there, or if you don't have the time or patience to watch Vlogmas videos all through the month or up until Christmas, you can just join in once a week just for a roundup of what my progress has been throughout the week. And on that note, I think I'll zip it and I'll let you go. Alrighty, thank you so much for joining me. Take care, and I will see you again in a week for a podcast, and I'll see you later tonight for day 2 of Vlogmas, and every day for subsequent days in Vlogmas. Alrighty, take care everyone. Bye.